Oh, blimey, factors that can stop your pregnancy. Well, there's literally all kinds, but let's if we go through some of the main ones. So first of all, something that is bandied around a lot, stress. And stress is a huge subject, but stress is massive for us. If we have stress, it then affects massively what goes on inside our brain, inside our body, our hormones, and then all of our reproductive organs. Basically, everything just kind of stops and goes tight, because if we're stressed, and if you go back to sort of caveman times, the mind thinks fight or flight. And if we're in fight or flight, the body does not want to reproduce. So if we have any kind of stress, then it's having a massive effect on our reproductive organs. And of course, what is stress? Stress can be at work, stress can be at home, stress can be with our partner, our marriage, stress can be all sorts of plethora amount of things, and stress can be what we're having with ourselves, inner stress. So stress of any type is a huge factor. Then of course we've got the mind talk, what's going on, what about me, why me, what have I done wrong, all of these, and of course that in turn is causing huge amount of stress within the body. All of that negative talk, that negative mind, the negative thoughts that can start to happen as what we're trying so hard to create isn't happening, starts to just get bigger and bigger, creating everything that we want to not happen. Then, of course, we've got all of our environmental factors. We've got our diet. Our diet can play a massive role into not nourishing ourselves much if we don't have the right minerals, the vitamins, all of our basic building blocks, which of course have to go straight into baby. Then our body isn't ready to reproduce. Our food, again, our diet, our food, what we're eating, what we're buying, where we're buying it from. I'd had a friend of mine who it wasn't until she started eating everything fully organic and was doing that for several months did she eventually fall pregnant. And then, of course, I did say a lot about work. Work can be, again, another huge factor. I've got quite a lot of clients where, we're living in the 21st century, and usually you have husband and wife or two partners, and we both work. We both work very hard. We work long hours, long days, and we're both used to just working on that sort of treadmill in some way. Basically, we're stepping into the very male aspect of us, and we're too busy, focusing on work, where we need to go. I don't know, it might be promotions, whatever it is that it might be in our life. But it means then we're not stopping, we're not focusing and connecting to the female aspect of ourselves, our femininity, and all of that, again, is stopping what we most want. So work can have a massive factor without us even realizing it, thinking, oh, well, we'll get pregnant and then, I can go part-time. But it doesn't always work like that. So those are some of the different environmental factors of what's going on, as well as where we might live. We might live in a very toxic area. I do know, again, another client as well as a friend of mine that by changing where they lived made a massive change and then allowed them to get the child that they so dearly wanted. So there can be a lot of very different environmental factors I go through with my clients that I also had to go through, and also with my friends, that can cause us not to get pregnant.